everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Eye of the Beholder. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do for this video series is something that I like doing for all the games I've been playing the past few years. And we'll have a summary of what happened in the last episode. And then we'll take a look at our characters really quick to show what they're wearing and what their stats currently are, in case you guys are curious as to how, what their loadout currently is, and what spells they currently have memorized, what we're going with as we adventure forward. So let's go ahead and start. So, in the last episode, our adventuring group was created. I explained how the game's systems work, memorizing spells and casting them, how we move around, how we attack enemy creatures, and explained leveling up very quickly as well. On that note, Alexander, or Alex Under, I think is how I should say it, and Rokvas both leveled up their cleric levels to level 3, which means they have access now to level 2 spells, which I totally didn't cover, so we'll go ahead and cover those for the clerics. Scavvy is our fantastic warrior, armed with a short sword, leather armor, and a shield. That we found that shield, and some shoes. Not the best geared warrior to start us out, but he, I guess, is the leader because he was given the commission and letter of marque from the Lords of Waterdeep, which allowed this ragtag group of adventurers to keep any of the treasure that they find within their expedition, as it were. And what expedition is going to end up being, because they're trapped in this sewer system with no way out other than to keep going forward and hope that the way up is located somewhere down below. Alexander is a cleric fighter, a really good-looking dwarf. Look at that giant nose. I really like that. Nice long beard for him, too. Helping to keep the group combat-focused. And my intention for him is to be using various blessings during in combat, or before combat, to keep the group in tip-top shape. Rokvas is a cleric mage. He must worship some god of knowledge of some sort. I'm not familiar with the gods in the Forgotten Realms setting, other than I think, like, Tyr is located here. Bane might be here too, if this is the same world where the Pool of Radiance happened, but I only am familiar with their names. I don't really know much about that world setting, because I invented my own when I was a dungeon master a long time ago. Anyway, Rokvas also has been taking to a pastime of throwing all the daggers that we found from all those kobolds up above. And Kokorhekas, a thief mage, who also is busy hurling daggers of all types at our enemies. Good God. I don't think I've ever gotten so many. The game does, I don't know if I explained this, the game does have random drops in it, but the random drops will never be, to my knowledge, something magical. I might be wrong. It's been 20-something years since I last played the game, but kobolds have a chance to drop daggers, and generally some, I think, are guaranteed to drop a few, because if I recall correctly, we will want a few while we're down here on this dungeon level, for reasons we'll see soon. In any case, Kokorhex is going to be the ranged weapon support for our group, using a bow probably later on, and curling magic mage spells later. I'm thinking Rokvas will probably take a more miscellaneous role with the spells he'll be casting, curing as needed, and probably some miscellaneous spell casts for his mages. We may actually have him step up front on occasion, because we can get his armor class rather low. Currently it's 7. I'm already babbling. I'm going on tangents, so no one cares, so move on. Alright, so here are the stats for our characters. I guess we should start at Scavvy first. I won't go ahead and cover these. These don't change very much during the gameplay, and in terms of your character's statistics, anything that's not an armor class here, everything above this. When you level, you don't get more points in these, for example. Not in Old Second Edition Dungeons & Dragons. And Scavvy is very close to leveling up. We need 8,000 experience points to reach level 4, so I'm fully expecting him to level within the next, 10 minutes or so. Here's Alexander. He, too, is very close to leveling to level 3 as a fighter. We need 4,000 experience points for that. Rokvas is not close to leveling quite yet. And here's Kokorhekas. He's getting close in his thief levels. I think it's 4,250 to be the next level of thief. Okay, so before we go any further, we want to go ahead and memorize spells for this level. And you can rest wherever you like. By the way, although sometimes monsters will respawn and wander around and create trouble, or monsters that are wandering around might find your party and interrupt your sleeping and attack you. If you hadn't quite rested the amount of time you needed to get back spells, you won't have them. So I find it safest to find some room where you can shut the door, put your back to a wall, and then rest in that room. And there's no reason why you shouldn't rest as often as you need to in the game other than your hunger levels. Once Alexander and Rolkvas are able to cast 3rd level cleric spells, which requires a 5th level cleric to do so, they will be able to cast Create Food. And at that point, all our food worries are out the door. Assuming Alexander and Rolkvas are alive, they will be able to keep casting this spell to make sure that our food levels, our hunger levels are at max at all the time. We won't be needing to carry food around at that point. So, we have some 2nd level spells now, and I didn't talk about what these were, so let's go ahead and do so. Because I don't remember doing so. I was so tired this morning, everyone. It is now the same day, June 4th, 2022. It is 6:41 p.m. I got like 5 hours of sleep. It's enough. I can still function until tonight when I'll actually probably collapse and get like 10 hours. No one cares, Tim. Alright, so Aid is like a Bless spell. I believe it's +1 to your attack and damage rolls, but it's only for a single target. It also, though, grants that target some extra hit points. These hit points are lost before your normal hit points are lost. The spell does not last very long, so it's best to cast it right before you engage in combat against something. Flame Blade allows the cleric to, in his weapon hand, convert it from an empty space to a magical, I think, hovering, flaming weapon that he'll be able to wield in combat. Since I'm going to pretend that Alexander is a cleric of the Master Forger, this would make the Master Forge, or something of that sort, why not? We'll make up our own religion for him, that he'll be using Flame Blade a whole lot, as if he had taken out a weapon from the fires when it was being forged. Hold Person will paralyze a target in front of you if that target is humanoid. So, a kobold can be paralyzed, as can a... Oh god, I'm going to mess it up, but they're on the level below us. A Saugin can be paralyzed as well, for example. Fish people. But it won't work on undead. So only living humanoid creatures, and they get a chance to resist. I probably won't be casting this too often. Rolkvas will probably be the one having this spell memorized. And then Slow Poison. Slow Poison does not purge poisons from your system. And in this game, from what I remember, if your character is poisoned, the poisons in this game will eventually kill you. Your character takes damage every so often, and it will eventually kill him. And that's it. And he's dead. That really sucks. Slow Poison stops that damage from happening. But you still need to find a way to cure it, or you're still dying. You can't outlast the poison. It's not possible. It will eventually kill you, unless you have a Cure Poison spell. Cure Poison is a 4th level cleric spell in 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons. Awful decision. And in any case, we don't have access to it, and we won't have access to it by the time we're fighting spiders. So it's going to be really tricky for us. In any case, Alexander needs to memorize some of these spells. So let's give him... I'm going to give him 3 Flame Blades. And as for you, Rolkvas, we don't really... So you're not probably going to be on the front line for some time, if we even do put you on the front line, which I'm not sure about. So let's give you... Don't. I'm trying... Nope, don't. I'll say what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Red Letter Media. It's a group I like watching their movie reviews from, and the fact that this word says aid, and is enough to make me laugh for reasons I think anyone else who watches them would get. if I wanted to say multiples of this spell. All right, let's take 2 8 spells and a whole person for you. And you know what? I'm going to clear this. We're going to take. Actually, no. We should take all 4 of these. Alexander, do you have any protection from evil spells memorized? You do not. You have detect magic. We'll be okay. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and rest. Oh no. We should memorize spells. I remember casting magic missiles. Right, and our people, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little confused. Our people did not level up, so I don't have to actually select these spells. A month or 2 ago, I've been playing a lot of Pool of Radiance to see if I wanted to record the game or not. And it'd be funny to watch me play because of how much I hate the game. It's a love-hate relationship with Pool of Radiance. But I don't actually have to click memorize or pray for spells if I'm going to want my characters to keep the spells they currently have slotted for praying and memorization. All right, so we're done. Let's rest. Time is paused while you are in the camp menu, by the way. All right, so we gained all those spells. Let's go ahead and start adventuring. So we have a silver key on the floor here. Kokor Hekkus, you'll take that with us. Let's proceed onward. I'm imagining that our group here has a robust constitution, being able to survive down in what I can only imagine is a really horrific sewer system. The smell down here itself must be just god-awful. Now, some locks in this game can be picked if you have a lockpick set with you. There's a chance that the lockpick set might snap, or the lockpicks might snap if you're trying to pick a lock here. But thieves can do it. And if we can hold on to this key, I think we'll gain access to a special room somewhere on this floor. So let's go ahead and try picking these locks. Well, that was awful. Lockpicks break apart. If I'm going to lose both lockpicks right here, it is completely random. I'm just going to reload the game. We'll do this again. A sling. Not all is as it appears. We can hear heavy footsteps somewhere down here. I love the sound of the dripping in the dungeon. They had that in Legacy of the Ancients and the Legend of Black Silver games too. Fantastic. I love that dripping sound. Okay. There's a rotator spell here, a trap. When we walk up, the spell looks like it rotates us to the right, so it changes our facing on us. Looking at the map. Okay, I see where we're facing. Why don't we go ahead and go this way? Dead end? I'm assuming one of our characters said that. Probably Scavvy, who's staring at this symbol a bit suspiciously. This looks like a travel marker. I'm guessing that it would be Kokor Hekkus who would recognize this. As a thief, he probably went from city to city to avoid trouble at various times in his life. In this case, it's a hint that we can move through this wall. Because some walls in this game are illusionary. You can just pass right through them. A shield mage spell. Not very useful, but we'll hold on to it. Another travel marker icon. Zombies. Wow. Excellent work, guys. Zombies are obviously, or maybe not so obviously, undead. And if you have a cleric in your group, the moment your cleric walks into a space adjacent to undead, they will attempt to turn those undead. And if undead walk into a space in front of us, the same will happen. If it doesn't occur, it's because the turn undead attempts failed. So Alexander and Rolkvas failed to turn those undead. They're probably too shocked at seeing zombies down here in the sewer system. What an odd carving to place here. Looks a lot like a dagger, doesn't it? And if we place a dagger, not throw it, the dagger fits. But nothing else happens. If I remember correctly, on this floor, there will be several dagger symbols. And if we put a dagger into every dagger symbol, something special happens. Likely something else Kokor Hekes recognizes as being a thief. There was probably a cache of equipment stored down here from thieves who were raiding various merchants up above in Waterdeep. This might have been a thieves guild at some point, is my guess. But the thieves are now zombies, so something else came through here at one point. That was the rotator rotating us as we walked up. We'll go ahead and take the sling. I guess you'll have this at the moment, Rokvas. You know, well, yeah, we'll hold on to it at the moment. Daggers make for better items than make for a better ranged weapon choice for our mages and cleric Rokvas than a sling or bow would, because they require 2 hands to use. Hello? Okay, a switch with a rock already on it. Hollow laughter echoes faintly. Oh, the wall shut behind us. Well, we have another one of those dagger symbols. A whispering voice says, illusion. Solid illusion. So one of these walls is not what it seems. At least one of them. Let's see. Alright, nice. A little trick. Thankfully, in this game, you don't have to pass some sort of, like, saving throw or make an intelligence check or wisdom check to disbelieve the illusion. You can just force your group to walk through it. Otherwise, normally, whoever was in there would probably assume it really was a real wall and wouldn't be able to bring themselves to go through it, trapping them in here forever, starving them to death. Now, notice that oh, nope, did it not change? It did change. Watch our compass when we step forward 1 spot. Oh, or maybe 2 spots. There we go. See it? It changed us. I will always notice it because the compass is in my peripheral vision as I'm looking up here at the screen. But that's a good way to know if you're being teleported and or rotate around. In that case, we were being teleported to a different section of this little area. And what do we have here? This is an orc rune of passage. Oh, so it's an orc rune here. Not the rune of travel is an orc rune. Oh no. We leveled. But I don't think I liked the hit point gain Alexander gained. He gained, I think, what was he at? 29 hit points. He gained 3 hit points. For a fighter. That's awful. And Scavvy had 39 hit points and gained 8. That's acceptable, but we can do better. Okay, so I mentioned when I first was recording this game that I will have no issue farming for hit points, especially in the early portions of the game where it's much more easier to do since you're getting levels much quicker. So I'm going to go off screen, and when I come back, I will be here looking at this, and I will have taken this already, and our character's hit points will be higher. So give me a few seconds, everyone. I'll be right back, because I'm going to reload the game to farm to get a better roll for hit points. Alright, everyone. I'm back. That didn't take too long. Just like about 5 minutes, if that. A heads up that when I picked the one lock this time, I did it on the 2nd attempt. And I didn't break any of our lockpicks. That's because of that. So I'm now going to, on screen, we're going to pick this up a bit and watch our hit points. Since Alexander's going to gain a fighter level here, this means that he can gain at most, let's see, it's 10 plus 3, 13 divided by 2, 6. At most, he can gain 6 hit points. At the very least, he can gain 2 hit points. So I would like him to gain at least 4, if possible. And as for Scavvy, with a hit point roll of 5 plus 3 is 8. So I would like him to see Okay, so 47 is acceptable, but I would prefer more than that. Alexander gained 2 hit points, the least amount he can possibly earn. No, we're not keeping that. We're going to load the game again. I do like seeing 10 on Scavvy. Nope, Scavvy rolled low. Nope, no good, Alexander. You gotta get higher than that. It's the fire levels he's gaining. He really should be gaining a... Okay. But Scavvy rolled low now. 34 is great for Alexander. That's almost max what he could get. But Scavvy rolled a 4 on a 10-sided dice. No, I'm not gonna let that happen. Nope, no good. Move this on screen like another 4 times, everyone. Just so you see what I'm doing. Actually, I guess two more times. I don't like seeing 32. That was a 3. Come on, Alexander. We can get you a 4. Four hit points, 10 hit points. Scavvy rolled a 7 on a 10-sided dice. Alexander, 10, 13. So he rolled 6. He rolled a 6. No, he rolled a 5 or a 4 on his hit point roll. That's so low, Alexander, for a thief level, for a fighter level. I know you can do better than that. Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna do this off screen. So I'll be back, everyone. Okay, this is acceptable. Alexander got a 5, which is great. He rolled an 8 or so for his hit points, I think, or 7. And Scavvy got 11 hit points. So he rolled a 8 for his roll. So good. Okay. Didn't take too many more attempts to do it. Maybe another 8 attempts. Let's now save the game. Okay. And let's see where this Rune of Passage leads us. To some arrows, which we will absolutely take for Korhekis. A big open room with a parcel of food in this area. You heard something, right? When we also plucked that item of food out of the alcove here. That was the sound of something opening or closing when we had taken it. Our thief is going to be leveling up very soon. I think it's 1,250 for him. How do I remember to do that just instinctively? So, normally this spot teleports you to the distant spot by this passage and facing the this way to try to confuse you. But you can either turn around and just circumvent the trap that way, or walk through the illusionary walls here that comprise this area. Alright, well, one of those doors led to nothing but some food, but no other way forward. Pit traps. Walking onto a pit trap will drop you to the level below at some place. You will take damage upon falling down the pit trap. Thankfully, in this game, there's nothing like broken bones or anything of the sort. Sometimes, a pit may be the only way to get down to a certain area of the dungeon, as was often the case in Legend of Grimrock. But not the case, I think, in this place. I think generally you want to avoid pits if you can, in the Eye of the Beholder, at least this game. Watch your step. Yeah, there must have been a group of thieves that were located here at some point. Let's also go downstairs. Take a peek around. Anything down here? No monsters that I can see around here. A potion of healing. We'll give that to you, Alexander. I don't know if I mentioned why I picked these halfling bones up, by the way, but you can bring them to a certain location and have them resurrected. There might be like a limited time use for it. And I think this halfling is a chaotic or lawful evil halfling thief, if I recall correctly, who was level 2 or 1, if I remember. I don't remember his name, though, but we're going to hold on to it, and we might resurrect him. Okay, so we've pulled that switch and got rid of a pit. And it's pretty obvious what we have to do here. I would rather hold on to the stones than the scroll of shield, since I'm never going to be casting that from that scroll. And we don't need it scribed in a spellbook either. That swaps pits. More food. Real walls. I'm surprised a monster like a wall segment didn't vanish and a zombie came there to try to make you step backwards into that pit and fall into the room below. I think you can drop monsters down into pits, which will drop them to the room below, but don't quote me on that. I know that's the case in Legend of Grimrock. You can do that, but I don't know if that's the case in this game. Okay, we heard something else open. You have to leave the scroll here. Well, you don't have to. You could take it and then just fall down a pit. But the pit, falling down a pit could kill Kokorhekes or Rokvas, given their low level at this moment. That gave us... Oh, it's okay. It's 1,500 then for the thief, since he didn't level up right there. I don't like this. Let's save the game. I don't like failing so many lockpick attempts. I don't remember if there's any more lockpicks in the dungeon either. Good work, Kokorhekes. You can't see your thief's pick locks percentage, but normally it's a 1 through 100 chance, and, well, you roll a 100-sided dice, and the result determines if you're successful or not. Only the strong shall pass, is what that says. The door appears stuck. Scabby's probably strong enough to do this, especially with Alexander helping. It sounds like there's something up ahead. Skeleton. Really weak skeleton. 2 hit points to kill it. That's acceptable. A green potion, but we don't know what it does. Rokvas, you'll just hold on to that at the moment. Another one of these dagger symbols. I hear either skeletons or zombies somewhere up ahead. Zombies. Just one. Potion of giant strength. Alexander, that could be useful for you. And more rations. It's like these are small reward areas for solving the tests here. I wonder if there wasn't some sort of proving ground then. But this is a really awkward place to put it in the sewer system. Maybe this wasn't always a sewer system. The actual sewer level above was built long after this location had been... this location was found, but then maybe bricked over? Or they assumed no one would actually go down here without the Lords of Waterdeep's permission. And the wall here has vanished, allowing us to proceed onward. So let's do that. Looks like a normal dagger. This is anything but the normal dagger. Stone dagger. And it looks like it has some sort of bluish glow or tint to it. This is a portal key, and we will be wanting those as we go forward. Anything in this slimy? Nope. The slimy, smelly drain pipe reveals nothing. No one's going to reach their hand in it to check it for anything special, I assume. Like a dagger hiding in there. Why? No one must get pricked by that either, I suppose. Just because these guys didn't start with the best gear doesn't mean they're dumb. Their high stats actually say that they're not. Let's go ahead and use another dagger. Good thing we have so many, actually. Special quest for this level. And we got more rations. Not another. A potion of extra healing. Scabby, since you're on the front line, we'll give this to you. Some more rations. Lots of food around here. This carving looks familiar. Rats. No clue what that actually stands for. Ah! A teleporter. According to my map, if we take this, we will end up near the end of the dungeon. But it looks like there's a locked door there that I'm not going to be able to access until we find the key. So let's keep moving forward. Entry level. What's the worst that could happen? The room seems to move. It's an elevator, and it brought us down to a different floor now. Where are we? Correction facility. And we can see there's things behind these individual doors. Skeletons. That was us turning the undead. Undead that are turned will run and will attempt to avoid fighting you unless you hit them with like what we did right there with this dagger. If you hit them, the effect is broken and then they are allowed to attack you. A bow. Kokor, we'll give this to you for the future. Once you have more arrows than daggers, we'll probably start using that bow. I don't think any of the axes that we're going to find here are magical. We'll leave those... I guess we should pick them up anyway and check with the detect magic spell. Nice, good work. And a helmet dropped from one of them. Helmets, to my knowledge, don't really do anything for you in the game, unless there's some sort of magical effect to them, like lowering your armor class or something. So his armor class is currently 5. With his helmet on, it is still 5. I do not see any of his other stats being increased at the moment. But the good news is that means the helmet wasn't at least cursed, because we were allowed to take off the helmet. And Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition, if you picked up a cursed item, depending upon what that item was, you would be unable to take it off. Your character would be not willing to do so as part of the curse. And cursed items generally have some sort of negative attribute or stat to them. Oh, I thought we hit that one, but it was still running from us. Alexander, we'll give you that skeletal helmet. Nothing in that room. Nice. Another helmet. Rokvas, might as well give this to you. That one was when we struck, which is why it turned around, but its friend continued to run. I forgot. If they move up, Tim, they get an attack on you. Oh, God. Tim, you just said, you know, what you should not do is stand in front of them. Good God, this thing's killing us. Someone kill it, please. Help! Help! Are there any heroes around? Wow! That was a super strong skeleton. So, you're going to hear me complain about the die rolling in this game a lot. This is not necessarily because of how bad our die rolls are going for us, as much as it is a symptom of how bad it is in 2nd edition Dungeons & Dragons. Let me see if I can give you an example. Scavvy is our... Oh, did our thief... No, our thief did not level. Oh, I guess I'm wrong. Maybe it's 5,000 for his next level experience points as a thief. In which case, he's almost there. So we should save the game anyway. Scavvy is a warrior, and he has, amongst the characters we are currently here, that we are in our group, the best chance of actually hitting a creature in melee combat. Hold on, it looks like I'm missing a dagger. Here's one. Oh, definitely don't want to leave Ginsu behind. With a strength of 1867, and assuming that these skeletons are armed with, let's say, studded leather, which gives them an armor class of 7. Scavvy's Thaco at level 4 is 17. This would mean that he would normally need, before we calculate his strength, a 10 or better on a 20-sided dice to hit the creature. This is probably giving him a +2 to hit. So he's got to roll higher, an 8 or higher on a 20-sided dice, which is only like, I think, a 40% chance or so. Maybe a little... No, I'm sorry, a 60-something% chance to hit the creature. A Mage Scroll of Invisibility. I don't know which way to give it to. I guess we'll give it to you, Rokvas, and you'll memorize that. Let's clear out more skeletons. Nice. Excellent work. I was going to walk back and forth for a bit, so we don't care about it very much. Why don't we show you what Flameblade does as well? It lets you miss and feel extra bad for it. It's an enchanted weapon. If I recall correctly, it has a +2 to hit targets. Oh, wow. We're just rolling really... We're rolling probably average, which is not good enough in this game to hit things. Nothing in this area either. Looks like one more group of skeletons for us. We failed to turn either of them. Nice. Good work. Helmets for everyone in the end. I am surprised Kokorhekis can wear a helmet, given that he's a thief mage. But I don't think it will interrupt or interfere with his spell casting. And this brings us back to the room that had all the pits in it. Underneath of that room. Alright, correction level cleared out, I suppose. Why don't we go ahead and... Let's see, do we have any more aid spells? We do. Let's keep pushing on. Death section. That doesn't sound very good, does it? Good job, guys. Force the door open. More some zombies. There's no reason why you should not move out of the way if you can. Good job, guys. We can still hear more footsteps of these things walking around somewhere. You are about to level Kokorhekis. Let's save the game. A gold key. You'll be the key keeper. The keeper. I'm so funny. Alright, let's go ahead and get out of this area. Back to the entry level. Well, I think we can press on a little more. There's another flame blade and keep moving up. Our aid spell expired as well. Nice. Good job turning the undead, guys. Good job killing the undead as well. Excellent work. Did that really not level you yet? So close. So, what happened here? Yeah, so this must be like a trial section for thieves, an old thieves guild that we're currently venturing through, where all the skeletons are probably guards who maybe used to work in their employ, and the zombies must have been the thieves, is my guess. Well, I don't know if our lockpicks can actually open this. We don't even hear them clicking. But maybe our civil cure. Oh, wow. 3 people leveled. Kokorhex gained 2 levels of experience. 1 for his mage and 1 for his thief. And Rokvas gained 1 level for his mage. And I don't think I like the hit points that they gained. So I'm going to redo this one more time. Kokor had 14 hit points, and Rokvas had 17. 18 and 18. So that was worse. So let's go ahead and do this one more again. Oh, 16 now for Kokorhekis. That we're just gonna have to. Man, the 19 was the best roll for him. Don't you have hit point pluses? +1? Oh, it's not enough to really guarantee you 2 hit points per level, I suppose. You can see really quickly it flash up here the hit points that he gains. I'd like to give him back that 19 he had before, which might be really difficult to do at this point. As for Rokvas, I'm not expecting him to get any, like a 1 or a 2. Either is acceptable because he's gaining a mage level. For Kokor, though, I would like, if I thought he gained 19 once. I would like to see him get at least an 18. That's far worse. Okay, I'll be back again, everyone. Alright, it's just not happening. So, Kokorhekis will get 18 hit points and Rokvas will get 19. It's going to be so hard for him to get that 19 that he had originally. That's such a shame. I missed that. But we'll keep it, I suppose. 18. As a thief mage, he's not going to gain very many hit points as he levels. So I really guess can't complain about gaining 2 hit points as a mage and 2 hit points as a thief for his dual class. It's just going to be a little frustrating that... So 4 hit points will probably be his average, if not the best we can hope for with him. Some leather boots. I guess Rokvas will give these to you, not cursed. And some rations as well. And nothing else in here. Okay, so let's camp. And now memorize some spells. Kokorhekis now has access to a level 2 spell. And the only one we have available to us is Melf's Acid Arrow. That's what the M apostrophe is, Melf's. It shoots an arrow, uses your caster's Thaco, and if it hits something, it does acid damage to it. Not guaranteed to hit, not as good as even Magic Missile, a first level spell, is, but it's the only second level spell Quoquerheckus has. So, there we go. Volkvis probably has the same. Yep, memorize that. And now, I'm very professional. I probably should go and check that really quick. So, we can also scribe a scroll. We have armor. Oh, we have armor and invisibility. Let's give armor to Rokvas. But I'm going to give invisibility to Quoquerheckus because he's going to have less hit points. And now we rest. And in this game, as you gain spells, your characters will cast them if they're healing spells to heal your comrades. And people are getting hungry, so why don't I go ahead and have everyone eat some rations. Alexander should have done this before. We'll cast Detect Magic. And none of these axes are magical. Just leave them all behind then. Heckus, are these arrows magical? They are not. The bow is not either. We know none of the other daggers we picked up except for Ginsu is magical. It looks to me like this potion is glowing faintly blue. That star on it. Yes, it is. But this one's not. Which means this is probably poison. So I'm just going to leave that there. Yeah, now the sparkle matches on both of these. Okay, yeah, that must be poison. So we're just going to leave that behind as well. All right, everyone, I'll be right back. Lots of cuts here. Hey, everyone. All right, I'm back. Oh, man. I checked the phone and then just thought to myself, I'll just have a little nap. And now it is 10:46 in the morning the next day. Good morning, everyone. All right. So I think we were exploring the second level of the dungeon. And as I can see here, we had just cleared out all the skeletons from the correction facility area of it. You know, it's interesting that those skeletons had weapons and were all imprisoned inside what must have been individual jail cells. They must have been tricked or placed in there as some sort of trap. But nothing would release them. It would be up to the players. It would be up to any be up to any other explorers of this level of the dungeon to actually let them out. That was a pretty poorly designed trap in the end. Although greed compelled me to open those doors anyway to see if there was any loot in them. Interesting. I do wonder what this place was designed for. I was going with it was a Thieves Guild type of location originally. But the layout of where some of these creatures have been placed doesn't make much sense to me. Especially if we're going with those skeletons were supposed to be guards. I think thieves can wield any weapon, so they can use axes. But they generally don't wear helmets, for example, because they want to hear where enemies are with their detect noise skill and so on. So I don't think those were thieves in those jail cells. I think they were expired guards for this facility. Or maybe actually the thieves. Okay, this would make a lot more sense. The Thieves Guild that this place is or was also dabbled with necromancy, and so the skeletons have been the guards all along. They weren't living people. Although then we might extend that to the zombies walking around. But I do like the idea that the zombies are actually ex-guild members. And now, okay, so now we are inside this twisting passage section of the sewers. This is probably where some water was rerouted at some point to reach different spots. Or maybe some different water runoff from the city above if it would rain heavily. Waterdeep is a coastal village, so maybe this area would also handle any flooding which transpired if a storm came inland. Or something of the sort. And I could hear the footsteps from here. So let's cast a few spells. Get in here. Let's see. We'll place this folder to open the door and push on. A group of 4 skeletons. Man, they get to move and attack quickly. This one's actually angry at us, Tim. Good work, good work. Oh! We don't need to cast that spell. Spell board. Do we still cast it? Yes. Yep. If you abort a spell, but you've selected it, you've wasted the spell slot. But the person who took that 4 damage was Scavvy, and we had the 8 spell on him, so... Way to go, Tim. That was a great waste of a Cure Light Wounds spell. Another helmet. I don't think, again, any of the helmets that we are finding are magical. None of them were glowing when I cast Detect Magic. That's going to be the case, I think, for these ones, too. I guess we should take them just to verify that. One of those probably opens that door where there are some zombies walking behind. Good job, guys. Good job. Instinctively, I just use I have all my characters attack. Oh, didn't walk where I thought he would. We can hear more footsteps somewhere. These must... Oh, well, I don't know way to... I'm going to phrase it incorrectly. It must weigh a ton if we can hear their plodding footsteps around here. A healing potion. We'll give that to you, Rokvas. Oh. Sorry, my cursor became normal cursor for half a second. I don't know how I managed to do that. I got scared. Thought there was a zombie sneaking down the hallway after us. Just in case that opens anything special. It does not. Anytime I don't hear an action occur after interacting with the switch, I'm a little curious as to what it actually does. Alright, let's press on. Get out of here. We'll take back our Mage Scroll of Bless. Nice work, team. Back to the winding passageways. Now it's really quiet. Is it? Nope, we can still hear footprints or footsteps somewhere in the dungeon. Or somewhere on near us. There he is. Ooh, good hit, Scavvy. Excellent work killing him. Groups seem to work well together. They have a decent adventuring dynamic to them. I'm going to make the assumption that everyone here will get along with each other. We've got to try to come up with some other background for them, for each of these characters. So far we know Alexander So Faith involves the Master Forge, the Master Forger, and Kukorhekis has went from city to city at some point, avoiding getting caught by the local authorities there. It's a different type of step. Skeletons, most likely. It's not us making them. Oh, God, scared the heck out of me. I jumped. I jumped in my chair. Oh, my God. I can imagine the group turning around, seeing the skeleton, no one really being afraid, and then who turned it? I think it was Alexander, shouting like at it to be repulsed, and then everyone else jumps 8 feet in the air, given the loud voice Alexander probably has. Oh man! Oh God! Oh! Be still, my heart. That's too much. That's too much. A game like this is supposed to be scary. This is silly. Okay, we need a key for this lock. I guess we can try lockpicking it twice. Yeah, so if it doesn't, the way I think it works, if you hear no sound whatsoever, your lockpicks will never be able to successfully interact with that, with this lock. The key is used here. This is the teleporter. Well, not the teleporter, but this teleporter will bring us back to the other teleporter that we had seen earlier. Yep, which described rats. And nothing in this giant room, nothing on the walls either. All right, everyone. So we've been playing for about an hour, so it's a good spot to stop, I think. When we come back, we'll head on down to level 3. So, thank you all for... I guess we should eat some food as well. Yeah, we eat some standard sewer food. There we go. And thank you guys for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.